Hello, and welcome to CUTV News. My name is Galit Benrobi.
And I'm Paul Brian Imperial. In the news this week, studies show that Canada needs more graduates in science and technology. High-tech jobs today outstrip qualified Canadians. In 1994, 37% of software service companies and 50% of software product companies were unable to fill 7,000 jobs. Almost half of all software firms report they have job vacancies which remain unfilled. Software employment in Canada will grow from 173,000 workers in 1994 to 325,000 workers in 1999. Northern Telecom hired over 700 new graduates and knowledgeable workers in 1995, which accounted for 20% of all available graduating students in electrical engineering and computer science in Canada. Nortel normally hires up to 30% of all available master's and PhD graduates in these disciplines. Today, computer interest is less than 10% among 685 Canadian children aged 9 to 14, saying that using a computer is their favorite pastime. Ironically though, there are career interests among girls, include medicine, law, and teaching, and among boys it's sports and policing.
This year is the 120th anniversary of the invention of the telephone. To commemorate Alexander Graham Bell's invention, there will be a CD-ROM distributed all through Quebec and Ontario to commemorate Mr. Bell's life. Bell Canada is distributing over 8,000 copies to students to hype up interest in science and technology. This CD-ROM, which is produced by Fitzgerald Studio in Sydney, Nova Scotia, contains more than 1,000 historical photographs, film footage, interviews, 3D interactive models, and 6,000 words of printable text and narration. It also includes a teacher's guides of lesson plans and suggested projects.
Operation ID. More than 30,000 convenience stores, pharmacies, supermarkets, gas stations, wholesalers, and trade associations have joined in a major national initiative to improve compliance with Canada's laws prohibiting tobacco sales to minors. The Canadian Coalition for Responsible Tobacco Retailing launched Operation ID on October 21st in Ottawa, which calls for a zero-tolerance policy to be implemented by retailers to require proper ID before selling tobacco products, whenever age is in question. Operation ID is the largest effort of its kind ever undertaken in Canada, and is supported by a broad coalition of stakeholders. Federal law makes it illegal for any retailer to sell tobacco products to any person less than 18 years of age. However, some provinces place this age at 19. Despite past efforts to overcome this problem, a recent federal survey and some local studies across Canada have found that minors are still able to purchase tobacco with little difficulty.
The National Library of Canada launched the 1996 edition of Read Up On It in the annual conference of the Ontario Reading Association in Ottawa. The Read Up On It kit promotes Canadian children's literature and designed to encourage the love of reading. This year's theme is Canadian history. The kit includes an abundance of stories suitable for children of all ages, which creates a fascination for Canadian history. If you would like to read more upon the Read Up On It kit, you could contact Hélène Charbonneau at the Research and Information Services at 613-996-7527.
And now, here's Dawn Mathew in the Bitchin Corner.
Hi, Halloween makeup and racism. I know what some of you are thinking. You're saying, oh no, this is another political correctness thing. Please! Ah! But please, hear my tale. I'm shopping around looking for Halloween makeup. I need white makeup because I want to go as a headhunter. You know when those crazy people that come up and kill you, ah! Like that. So I want to go like a headhunter really badly. Anyways, I'm shopping around for makeup. I get to white clown makeup. I'm looking at white clown makeup. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Picture of a clown. Oh, interesting. Then I got to red. I needed a color red. Because, you know, put some color in my red on my eyes and stuff and make it look really nasty. So I picked up the red makeup and I see a picture of a devil. You know, one of those Satan things, man? It's like, whoa, freeze frame. This is cool, man. You know? Okay, fine. So I picked up red. So then I needed a little brown. So I'm shopping around brown and then I picked up picked the bottle and it had a stereotypical picture of an Aboriginal person. You know, the type where they have with ponytails and all done up and like saying, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey. And I was like, hey, what is this? This is really stupid. I needed some black. This is when I went, freeze frame, whoa, wait a minute. I picked up the bottle. I looked at it and it had a picture of a minstrel. For some of y'all that do not know, minstrel shows back in the 30s, or blackface shows, were really popular, especially down in the deep south, where they basically had white actors put on black makeup, and they putting black makeup on their face and making fun of black people and all sorts of demeaning things. You must have heard of Amos and Andy, which was really popular. Like, hey boss, hey chief, and I'm like, yo, hey you. So I said to Royal Crown Company, that ain't right, baby. I plan to definitely complain about this. Remember, folks, image outlasts the spoken word. And if we ever supposed to learn to live with each other and learn to understand each other, we don't deserve to have stereotypical images like this. After all, if they have blackface on the bottle, you might as well have Caucasian. After all, I like to go as a skinhead too and really freak my mother out. But I don't think she would like that too much. I'm Dawn Mathew. Peace.
The McGill Society of Montreal, in collaboration with the Missing Children's Network, is proud to present the workshops to teach parents and their children some personal safety skills. The event is divided into 2 sessions, which will be held in the Stephen Leacock Building at McGill University. Session 1 is for parents and will take place Thursday, November 14th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Session 2 is for children from 7 to 12 years of age and will take place on Saturday, November 16th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. The cost for this event is $5 for adults and children attend for free. All proceeds go to the Missing Children's Network. For more information, please call 398-5000. The Missing Children Network will be available to provide video identification for children of all ages. There is no charge for this service, but donations will be accepted to help defray the cost of the ID clinic. Please request this service when ordering tickets.
Last week, CUTV conducted a poll concerning the rise in tuition fees. Due to the overwhelming response, here are the rest of the interviews to finish off the show.
For CUTV Newsbriefs, I'm Galit, Benrobi.
And I'm Paul Bryan, Imperial. Have a good week.
Excuse me, do you think that tuition fees are too high?
No, not really. If we look at the prices that are charged across the country in the United States, I think our prices have been quite reasonable. Historically, Quebec has kept tuition fee relatively low to increase the notion of universality, and I think the rates that are presently being charged are relatively fair. What is unfair, unfortunately for graduate, is the job market. University education no longer really ensures a job after graduation. A lot of students have to go on loans and bursaries. Therefore, by the time they graduate, they're heavily into debt. Then we have to ask some serious question about is university education really now accessible to everybody? Our students will have to make clearer choice in terms of what kind of programs they follow that really suits their need and perhaps their career pattern down the line.
Are you a student right now, or do you pay tuition?
No, I don't pay tuition. I work for the university.
What do you think would happen if the tuition went up? And
I think tuitions down the line, because of the cutbacks that are done by the government, tuitions will have to go up undeniably. When, I'm not exactly sure, but I think it should be very gradual. I think back in the 60s, tuition fees should have increased at the same rate as inflation. So we would have experienced a 2-3%, maximum of 4% per year increase, which would have been very tolerable for everybody involved. And at this point, people would be used to that marginal increase every year by a couple of percentage points, which would not make a difference. What I'd be opposed to is large-scale increases like $500 to $1,000 in one shot. I think that'd be detrimental to all our students. But I think a gradual increase in tuition fee will be required, not because I think universities are looking forward to them, but I think they're stuck in a really tough economic bind presently.
But do you think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to not be able to attend university because of the uprise of tuition?
It all depends on the level of the increase. Really, if it's $100, $150, I doubt very much that will prevent anybody from attending. In some extreme cases, if the tuition fees are larger, it may increase, full-time attendance, part-time attendance. That is a possibility. If students are given fair warning in terms of a lapse of time, I think many of them will be able to adjust, turn around, and be able to handle the increase in if they're given sufficient warning. But if the increase are announced in in July for September, well then that's not a fair warning.
Oh, go. Okay. Hello. I'm sorry to bother you today, and I was just wondering if you think tuition fees are too high.
I don't think they're too high yet, but I think they're getting there pretty quick. I don't know, they're still really, really cheap in Quebec. I went to school in Ontario for a year. I paid a lot more than I pay here. Even there, I mean, it's still affordable. I mean, even at $2,000 to $3,000 for a year, that's a lot of money, but you can dig it up. And I hear a lot of people saying that, look at how expensive it is in the States. We can let them rise a little bit. I think we probably can let them rise a little bit, but I think you don't want to let them get like they are in the States, because I have friends who couldn't get into the schools they wanted to just because they couldn't afford it. Even if you get accepted into Harvard, you've got to be A plus, or you don't get a scholarship and you can't pay. So.
Do you have personal problems paying your tuition fees at this moment?
I did 2 years ago. That was before I managed to get my parents to pay for them. So now everything is fine. Yeah.
But what do you think if the tuition fees go up? Do you think you're going to have problems then?
Well, there's always OSAP, and they'll loan it to you and all that, but it's just you got a debt once you get out and all that, and I think that's going to discourage people from taking things like liberal arts and stuff like that. I think it kind of requires people to go into things like engineering or science, which is well and good. I mean, you need people to do that, but at the same time, you don't want to limit university education to just a career-oriented type thing, and I think if the tuition prices get too high, I think that's what you end up doing.
That's an interesting point. Thank you very much. Yeah, we were just wondering if you thought tuition fees were too high.
Well, I do think I'm an international student, so I definitely think they're very high.
So you personally have problems adapting yourself to pay your tuition fees?
Yeah, I'm a full-time student. I pay around $8,000 a year, 8,000 something, so that's quite a bit, yeah.
What do you think would happen if tuition fees went up for you?
Tuition fees went up. Honestly, I don't know if I'd still be in Concordia or not. I'd probably transfer elsewhere.
Where do you come from?
I come from the Middle East.
So what country?
Iran.
All right. Do you like it here?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Do you think tuition fees are too high at this moment?
Oh, definitely, yes. I believe they're way too high, considering what they were maybe 5 years ago. There was a very sharp rise in the last 5 years.
And do you have personal problems paying for these tuition fees?
Yeah, I do. I work summertime, but it's hard to make ends meet because I live alone, and I got to pay my food, my shelter, and I got to work and make money so I can pay my tuition, my books, and, it adds up.
What do you think would happen if tuition fees went up?
A lot of people wouldn't be able to go to school. I mean, it's like if you take one course, it's per credit, it's like $72. Is that right? Per credit, I'd say it's about $72, 70 some odd dollars per credit, and most courses are 3 credits. So each course will cost you over 200 and some odd dollars. So you need, like, if you're going full time, 5 times 200 and something is over 1,000, whatever. It's a lot of money. when you consider how many hours you'd have to work to make this money. And I don't know. I think that there should be another way of paying or reducing the fees.
Hello, do you think that tuition fees are too high at this moment?
No, I think they're reasonably priced.
Reasonably priced, so you don't have any personal problems paying the tuition?
No, I manage like a lot of other people. You know, a part-time job. I don't get any assistance from anybody else. I rely on myself.
But what do you think? What do you think would happen if the tuition fees go up for you?
For me, I would just adapt.
And what do you think would happen to the majority of the university students?
Depending on their convictions and how badly they want their university education, I think they can adapt as well.
So you think that everybody could adapt to the rise of tuition?
No, I don't think everybody can adapt to the rise of tuition fees. But once again, it's all a matter of conviction and balancing the two, education and work. I pay rent, I pay bills, go to school full time. You know.
Congratulations.
Well, no, it's not really a matter of congratulations. It's just a matter of not wasting your time watching The Simpsons, you know, of actually getting out there and looking for work because it's out there. Even if you have to take a job that, you know, you might be overqualified for, doesn't matter as long as the paycheck's there at the end of the week.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.